What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams with The Distance. I'm here to give you my matchups I want to see in 2010. There's going to be some of these matchups are going to be made, some of them aren't. But these are matchups from a fan's perspective, and just about every fan will love to see. And first matchup I want to see happen in 2010, which might not happen. I want to see Juan Manuel Lopez versus Celestino Caballero. I want to see that matchup because this is a matchup that's gonna have guaranteed action. You have two punches against each other. And more than likely a guaranteed knockout. Caballero has been chasing this matchup for about a year now, and I do believe he's moving up to 126. I believe he's moving up to 126. And on top of that, 126 it provides a lot of opportunities for Caballero. So, and on top of that, Juan Manuel Lopez, big star, is on the brink of becoming a big star, and we'll see. We'll see if this matchup gets made or not. Maybe by the end of 2010, see if this matchup gets made. I hope it gets made, because this is a very good matchup. This is a matchup for all boxing fans to see. Another matchup for 2010 I'd like to see is at 135. I'd like to see Michael Katsidis take on Edwin Valero. That's a guaranteed action-packed matchup because you have two guys that like to bomb it out. Edwin Valero, perfect record. I think like 25 and no 25 KOs. Never went the distance ever in his career. Michael Katsidis, he has come up short, a couple times, but he's guaranteed to give you an action-packed matchup. He provides the fans with what they want to see. And that's a straight-up brawl. And this matchup guarantees a straight brawl. Two men standing in the center of the ring, just duking it out, bombing each other out, and somebody's going to get the knockout in this matchup. It's another matchup that guarantees a knockout. Because both fighters like to fight. This is one of those matchups that this kind of reminds me of one of those bar matches or bar fights, and just two men are just slugging it out. And this is the type of matchup that will provide the fans with what they want to see. Two men slugging it out. And another matchup 2010 that I'd like to see, Amir Khan versus Timothy Bradley, unification. That would be a good matchup, a good technical matchup, and we'll see how much Amir Khan has improved since being under the tutelage of Freddie Roach. I think a lot of boxing fans would like to see Amir Khan versus Timothy Bradley, but the question is whether or not Amir Khan is ready for Timothy Bradley, because we did see in Timothy Bradley's last matchup, or his last few matchups, that he can adjust and adapt very well, and he knows how to contrast many styles. It's evident with the Lamont Peterson matchup. 2009 was Timothy Bradley's year. He fought Kendall Holt, he fought Nate Campbell, and he fought Lamont Peterson. 3 different styles, and styles make fights, of course. And Amir Khan, same thing. He fought Marco Antonio Barrera, he fought Andreas Kotelnik, and he fought Dimitri Salita. And the Salita victory was very impressive to me. My video for the prediction was longer than the fight. And other than that, Kotelnik, was a good matchup, very good matchup for him, good showcase. Outboxed, out-hustled him. And the Barrera matchup was a little bit of a disappointment to me because I did want to see how he could do against Barrera, over a 12-round duration. See what he could do against a solid veteran. Even though Barrera is a shadow of what he once was, it's still a good way to get his name out there. It's still a good victory, a good name for his resume, I guess. So, I do want to see Amir Khan versus Timothy Bradley in 2010. I also want to see the Klitschko brothers fight each other. More than likely that fight will never happen, but this matchup provides supremacy in the heavyweight division, which we never had since Lennox Lewis retired in 2003, which has been about 7 years. So, you know, the heavyweight division has been under a lot of criticism, you know, as of late, or the last few years. A lot of people, I guess, you know, a lot of people are bored with the Klitschko brothers being the champions. I like the Klitschko brothers. You know, I respect their boxing skills and boxing abilities and their business moves that they made. You know, this matchup, you know, is a guaranteed, you know, another, it's kind of, I think it's a guaranteed, it's a chess match more than anything else, because, you know, the brothers really have to figure each other out, and hell, they might know each other well. You know, maybe they sparred a lot of rounds together and watched each other, watched videos, and been in all of each other's fights. So, you know, this is a good matchup, but, you know, I think it's a matchup that will probably never happen. Just because, you know, they're brothers. I do believe that they made a promise to their mother that they would never fight each other. And, you know, you can't really go against your mom. So that's one of those fights that probably won't happen in 2010. You know, just because of that. But, you know, it would be because, you know, with both brothers at number 1, number 2, we're not gonna have, you know, actual heavyweight champion. We're not gonna have, you know, any supremacy if, you know, both the brothers are holding the belts and they're not going to fight each other. So, you know, that's another matchup I like to see in 2010. And I also like to see David Haye versus Vladimir Klitschko by the end of 2010. I'd like to see that matchup. You know, David Haye was supposed to fight Vladimir like June 20th, pulled out of the fight, and, you know, it didn't happen. But I would like to see David Haye take on Vladimir Klitschko. That'd be a great bout for both fighters. You know, we'll get to see David Haye face, you know, the heavyweight champion. You know, get to face a guy who could, you know, who's a big puncher and can actually knock you out with a jab. Who's, you know, Vladimir Klitschko. I would like to see David Haye take on Vladimir Klitschko. You know, we'll see if, you know, I'm still not sure if Vladimir at this point of his career could take a punch yet. You know, even though Vladimir is not, you know, I don't think Vladimir's been knocked down since 2006 against Sam Peter. But, you know, we'll see, you know, if this matchup ever takes place. You know, I like Vladimir. I like David Haye. You know, let's make this matchup happen. You know, another matchup, 2010 that every boxing fan would like to see is Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. You know, what I'm thinking right now, you know, as a boxing fan, just sign the damn contract. Make the damn fight happen, because, you know, all boxing fans are waiting for this matchup. All boxing fans want this matchup to happen. Just because, you know, you're putting together the current number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world against the former number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. You know, Manny Pacquiao, you know, coming off of an impressive victory over Miguel Cotto. Very impressive victory in my eyes. I didn't think Manny Pacquiao was going to win the matchup. But, you know, he defeated Miguel Cotto. You know, defeated him convincingly. You know, I only gave Miguel Cotto like 2 or 3 rounds in the matchup. You know, Manny Pacquiao looked very impressive. You know, Floyd Mayweather came off of a good matchup against Juan Manuel Marquez. You know, at like 147, had him come up to 147. He came off of a very good victory after a long layoff. You know, after like almost a 2-year layoff. So, you know, overall, you know, this matchup is very intriguing. This is a matchup a lot of boxing fans have been wanting to see for years, or at least in the last 2 years. You know, since Floyd retired. You know, a lot of people question would Manny Pacquiao win up to 147 if Floyd didn't retire. You know, I wonder that as well. But, you know, at least this matchup is happening. This matchup, I think, is going to be very historic. And, you know, this matchup is going to have a lot of boxing fans, you know, fleeing to, you know, the televisions, you know, whenever the fight's signed, probably March 13th, if it's ever signed. But, you know, let's just hope, you know, the fight's signed this week, and, you know, we can move on from there. You know, and then I can give, you know, an official prediction or whatever, you know, sometime in February. But let's just hope it's signed. But anyway, that was my fights I want to see in 2010. So thanks for watching. That was The Distance. Peace.